It's Thursday, December 11th, 2025, and this is your Appalachia Daily Update. We're here for folks who want real local news, not just national noise. Today we're talking about a big transmission line fight in Clay County, a former head jailer pleading guilty, a state review of the Towns County Sheriff's indictment, and a new 911 center taking shape in Union County. We'll also share the latest on the search for a missing hiker and law professor Charles Hosh, a Tri-County Mental Health Summit in Fan and Copper Country, Christmas in the Basin, and a local legend's look back from the Cherokee Scout. Let's get started. We'll start with a quick mountain weather check. Around Murphy today, you're looking at clouds hanging around with afternoon highs in the low 40s and a cold start and finish in the upper 20s and low 30s. Valleys across Hayesville, Andrews, and Blairsville will run a couple of degrees warmer than the higher ridges, but it is still a bundled-up kind of day. If you're heading out in the evening, especially up toward Blood Mountain or any higher elevation, plan for temps dropping back toward the mid-20s and watch for slick spots and frost on back roads. Keep an eye on the latest forecast from the National Weather Service if you're traveling or hiking. Closer to home at the courthouse, Cherokee County is already pointing folks toward the annual property tax listing period. That opens with the new year. The county tax notice reminds all real and personal property owners that they're required by state law to list taxable personal property and report any changes or new improvements as of January 1, with the listing window running through the end of January. That includes things like new mobile homes, additions, sheds, and business equipment here in Murphy, Marble, Andrews, and the rest of Cherokee County. If you're not sure whether something needs to be listed, the safest move is to call the tax office ahead of time so you are not surprised by penalties later. Over in Clay County, commissioners have taken a clear stand against a proposed Tennessee Valley Authority and Blue Ridge Mountain EMC transmission line project running through the county. A new resolution passed this month says the board strongly opposes the project in its current form, citing concerns about how the line would affect views, property values, and the local environment. The resolution also calls on TVA and the CO-op to give people more time and better notice during the public comment process, so residents around Hayesville and Shooting Creek can have their say. If you live in the path of that line or just care about how power projects shape the landscape, it is worth reading the resolution and keeping an eye out for public meetings and comment deadlines. Staying in Clay County, Regional Radio is reporting that a former head jailer has pleaded guilty in court and received probation. Details from WJRB say the plea was entered earlier this week in connection with charges that stemmed from an earlier arrest the station covered this fall. The sentence means the former jail official will be on supervised probation instead of serving active jail time, but it also marks a public accountability moment inside a very small county justice system. For folks in Hayesville and Brasstown, it is another reminder that the people who run local jails answer to the same courts as everyone else. Across the line in Towns County, Georgia, Governor Brian Kemp has signed an executive order creating a special review commission to look at the indictment and suspension of Sheriff Kenneth Henderson. Henderson was indicted in October on several counts of violating his oath of office after an earlier incident involving a Hiawassee officer, and he is currently suspended while the case moves forward. The new commission will dig into the indictment and decide whether he should remain suspended while the criminal case plays out. For people around Hiawassee and Lake Chatuge, it is an important piece of how oversight of the sheriff's office is handled at the state level, not just in the local courthouse. At the same time, Towns County's interim sheriff and the city of Hiawassee are trying to shore up day-to-day coverage on the ground. Last month, Hiawassee police officers were formally deputized by the Towns County Sheriff's Office, and the two agencies signed a mutual aid agreement so officers can cross city and county lines more easily when calls come in. Officials say the goal is to give residents a more unified law enforcement presence, whether you live inside the city limits or out in the county. If you see both city cruisers and county deputies at a call, that partnership is why, and it should mean faster backup when something serious happens. Heading over to Union County, the new E911 Center on Shoe Factory Road outside Blairsville is starting to look like a real building, not just a construction site. County updates say metal studs are in place, plumbing work is underway, and siding is coming soon, while contractors prepare to install next-gen 911 systems and new computer-aided dispatch software. When it is finished, the center will give Blairsville and the rest of Union County a more modern home for dispatchers, radios, and backup power. Even though you may never see the inside of that building, the upgrades should eventually show up as better reliability when you call for help. Union County is also at the center of a search that has drawn attention well beyond the mountains. The family of 67-year-old attorney and law professor Charles Hosch is organizing a major volunteer search this coming weekend around Blood Mountain, a month after he disappeared while hiking near the Byron Herbert Reese Trail. News outlets in Georgia and Texas report that the official search was paused late last month after extensive efforts by local teams, and the family has been raising funds and calling for trained volunteers to help continue the work. If you are considering helping, organizers are asking people to follow their instructions closely, come prepared for rugged winter conditions, and respect the limits set by Union County Emergency Management so the search stays safe and coordinated. Down in Fannin County, community leaders have been talking about another kind of crisis that is not always visible from the outside, and that is mental health. The News Observer's latest local newsletter says a Tri-County Mental Health Summit gathered folks in Blue Ridge on Friday, December 5th, to dig into what services are available, where the gaps are, and how neighboring counties can work together for families dealing with depression, addiction, or anxiety, or for first responders who see those struggles up close. Better coordination can be just as important as new buildings or equipment. It is the kind of slow, behind-the-scenes work that may shape how quickly people across Fannin and nearby counties can actually get help. In the Copper Basin, the focus turns to something a little lighter as towns get ready for Copper Country Christmas in Copper Hill and McKaysville. Event calendars from the basin and regional tourism sites say the big community gathering is set for Saturday, December 13th, running from noon to 5, with downtown shops, music, and family activities. The separate Kiwanis Christmas Parade is already in the books, so this is a chance for one more holiday afternoon without trying to catch floats. If you make the drive over, plan ahead for parking and give yourself time to wander the riverfront and support a few local businesses while you are there. For Local Legends Thursday, we will swing back to Murphy and Andrews and flip open the Cherokee Scouts this week in Local History column. This week's edition looks at front pages from past Decembers and reminds us how much and how little has changed in these mountains. You see old school notes, church announcements, and road projects right alongside small-town dramas that could just as easily show up today. It is a good reminder that the stories we are living through now will be someone else's history column a few decades down the road. That's the rundown for today's Appalachia Daily Update, covering everything from power line fights and courthouse news to search crews on the mountain and holiday plans in the basin. If you find this kind of local reporting helpful, tell a neighbor about the show, follow the podcast feed, or share a link from Facebook so more folks across the region can hear it. We'll talk with you again tomorrow. Take care of your neighbors and they will take care of you.